Okay. Where did I leave my big wrench? No idea. Where did I leave the big wrench? No idea. Okay. Well, nobody's watching anyways yet, so let me throw the garage open. Got some gloves on. Doesn't sound like the worst idea. Fine. Yep. Alrighty, folks. It's about as good as time as ever. Let's get to work. All right. Let's keep going. All right, let's pull the timing cover off. Sounds like a good plan to me. Well, whoever's watching, this is a 4.8 LS out of a 2010 Silverado. The crank is smoked. So I did the right thing and bought a used crank on eBay for 125 bucks. That just showed up today. Oh, could be. Probably not this good a thing. And the plan is, go ahead and yank this timing cover off and pull the mains and swap cranks. Also put all new bearings in it, which is going to be fun. So we're going to put cam bearings, obviously main bearings, and rod bearings. Got to keep my piles of bolts separate so I remember what's what. Or maybe I can give you a little bit better angle. Join me. I can't tell if this is the original valley cover plate or not. We'll find out once we pull it off. Really depends on the color of the gasket, I suppose. I do see a little bit of RTV here and there, which is not factory. Oh, actually, I know for sure this is not this has been replaced because it has a brand new oil pump. What am I saying? Yep. Whoever worked on this engine last spent money on Felpro. And I bet you, still good. Now this is meant to be a low buck rebuild, so I am not here to spend money on this engine. Doing everything as cheap as possible to go from single digit oil pressures when hot, under load, throwing the oil pressure light to, you know, let's see if we could get 30 pounds at idle. I don't know, that'd be nice. So brand new oil pump. Pull this off and see if it's a Chinese one or not. Smells like an oil pump. They replaced the oil pump, but not the timing chain or this VVT action right here. That's okay. It's not going to hurt anybody. Is it? Maybe. I think that's an impact rated style nut. I don't see a clevis pin. Actually, no, there is a pin in there holding this guy in. No idea. That feels nice and tight. If I pull that off, I wonder what comes off first. I've actually not dealt with one of these, at least not in a long time. So, got a bolt here, we got two bolts here. We should be able to remove it. This assembly. What's up, Wolf Flash? Long bolt. Okay. That's nice and loose, but now we definitely got to take whatever that is off. VVT actuator. Oh, impact gun is here. See if it's the same size as the crank. Oh yeah. Now, though the goal is to reuse everything, if I do break something, I'm not really upset about it. All right, so this is one nice size bolt. as you can see. And a lot of fresh oil in this engine. Why? Because I just put some in. Okay. I don't believe that's supposed to just fall out like that. Maybe it does just sit in there, but okay. We're getting real close to being able to pull the cam out of this thing. That's exciting. Okay, so now Torx bit is holding this camshaft retainer plate. Let's see if I have one of those inside this room or if I have to go get it. It's either here or in the service truck. See if a little handheld thingamajig will do it. If not, I'll go grab a bit of the right flavor. Try again. Nope. Gotta go get a star bit, Torx bit out of the truck. Oh wait. I see something here. T45 sounds about right. Let's see. Ooh, a little big. So T40. It's gotta be. Yeah. That's good. All right, so go ahead and use a breaker bar just to get them loose, and then we'll pull them out with the quick zapper, aka electrolysis. All right. Maybe just like this works. That was already loose. Or something. That is not sitting flush. Interesting. Wonder if that's the right bolt for it. I'm assuming so. Nobody's pulled this cam out before. The only reason to pull the cam out is to put new cam bearings in it. We're going to find out if that's what it needs. It'd be cool if it didn't. It's all crank related. I'm cool with that, but I did buy cam bearings. Durabond. Well, welcome to the channel. My name is Isaac, and this is DIY Speed, the only YouTube channel where you're going to see live, unedited work, where I'm out here just slinging it, day in, day out. Now, obviously, I make feature-length videos, the long form, which I am making a video at the same time for this. This is the modern-day cheap truck. I'm in this truck, maybe $2,200. Cam retainer plate. Maybe it was leaking some oil from that super flat gasket that's not gasketing anymore. I don't know. We'll find out. Put that bolt, that VVT bolt back in and see if it will help me get this cam out. I don't believe there's anything on the backside holding it in. It's tight. Not necessarily a bad thing. Man, I think it would want to slide just a skosh. There we go. There we go. There we go. Wow, clearance for that cam is tight. Okay. Let's see. I'm wondering with just how tight that cam's sitting in there, if I shouldn't be pulling the crank out of it first so I can at least just support the thing coming out. Decisions. Stop here and pull the crank. Fine. We'll do that. I don't want to damage the cam, or if it has good cam lubes. I prefer not to make that an issue. So, turn our attention up here. Everything should be a 15 mil. Fits nice and loose. And those are 13s, which I do have. 13. Not super stoked about that. Let's go ahead and grab some standard sizes and see how those fit. Turbo. Oh, perfect. Which means way too loose. Not possible. So let's see, 9/16. Jump to, what are you? 5/8. Seems like I'm missing a size. I don't know if that's true or not. What's in between 9/16 and 5/8? Only God could judge me. I don't know. All right. Well, not here to find out. Let's keep going. Well, if you just tuned in, pulling the main caps out of this engine now. I got to go ahead and pull the crank out of this. What am I doing? 13 fits pretty decent too. Not as good as that other size here. What size are these caps? 1/2 inch. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be a sequence here. I guess we'll find out. Actually, I need to stop and think for a second and come up with a place to put all these bolts. Don't ruin any Tupperware inside the house. Or maybe just a little bit. One more. What do I have? An aluminum pan. That'll do. Doesn't need to be organized. It just needs to exist. Set that right there. These just come out by hand as soon as you untorque them. Not held in by a whole lot. I could use the impact for this, but I don't know why. It doesn't feel like the right thing to do. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wasting time. But got plenty of breaker bars, so it's not like it's too difficult. So at some point, this truck got a new transmission, and what must have been happening is the torque converter ballooning and pushing into the crank. When that happens, I don't have any pry bars here. When that happens, well, it puts enough pressure on the thrust bearing or thrust journal on the crank and completely wallered this one out. So it has like a 1/4 inch of forward and aft play, which is no bueno. Not what you want. Man, the guy that installed this last really got it in there. It was me. It was me who installed this last. I tried to just put crank bearings, or sorry, main bearings while I was still in the truck, and that did not work, unfortunately. So now I'm gonna have to figure this one out. Man, it wasn't this hard to get these things out when they were in the truck. Why is that? All right, that one, for whatever reason, doesn't want to come out. Maybe now, shift the crank just a skosh. Yeah, that dude is not happy. All right, we're just gonna move on. One of these will let go, and then the rest will. Just going ahead and breaking the torque on all these 15mm outer bolts. I'm sure glad I got this extended long reach 3/8. Had this thing for years, specifically for engine building. Here we go. Oh, is there a ghost in here? These are all the same, and they don't need to go into the same bore or the same hole. It doesn't matter. At least not to me. I'll do the same thing and get torque the same amount. So they're just fine. Somebody just crashed in the neighborhood into one of the lakes, driving a Kia Sorento, submerged in water. Person's already gone. The car's still floating there. They're probably pulling that out at some point in the next hour. Kind of drove over to check it out, but too many police hanging around for my liking. But that's okay. I didn't do anything. I am innocent. It's not my Kia Sorento anymore. That's in God's hands. Anyways, my name is Isaac and this is DIY Speed. Welcome to the channel if you're just tuning in. Pulling apart this engine that came in a $1,500 Silverado I bought with a 2010 variety. Pretty good story on this one. Kid wanted $5 grand for it. I got it for $1,500. You know, when people are done, they're done, and they just want it out of the driveway, well, I'm the guy you call. Although if I had known how problematic this would be, maybe I would have just gone and bought a boat. Now, if I can pull all of these out, yeah, I should be able to pull these out, rotate it. I don't know, pull the pistons out first. I'm not exactly sure what I should be doing first. Doesn't matter. I don't have a piston sleeve. I'll have to get one of those tomorrow. Man, whoever torqued these down did not torque them down very well. Isaac. And this is what backyard engine building looks like in a nutshell. Just some guy up in the middle of the night taking stuff apart, gambling that'll be right so I can put it back together by the next morning. But where there's a will, there's a way. And although I'm not a professional, something tells me we're going to be just fine. I think what I'm going to do is line up all the main caps in the correct direction. Sorry, rod caps. Bungee cord the surface where the heads meet. so that I can push the cylinders down without actually, push the pistons down without actually taking them out all the way. That way I'll have a little bit easier time just putting this all back together instead of pushing them out, and then I gotta get that sleeve to push them back in, which I know sounds like the normal thing to do. But if I can get through this tonight, why not? Okay. That's all the caps. All right. So the main caps need to come out one way or another. I swear they didn't fight me this much when it was in the truck. Not exactly sure what's different now, but as they say, we'll get them out. What is different? All right. Well, what wants to fight us? Just keep moving along one way or another. Find some bungees. One. Definitely going to need two ends to that. So when I say that I want to put a bungee on it, see, so the pistons are all here. So I figured if I put a bungee somewhere here, whoa, it's a nice little surface right here to do this with. So say I bungee it from right here, and then just go somewhere over there and hook her up. That way I'll be able to push the pistons all the way down and they won't fall out. Will it work? I think so. Okay. As my dentist once said, not my best work, but it'll do. And that should keep all of these pistons from wanting to come out. Not slide out. They'll definitely still slide out. So maybe I'll do one better and stretch this till it's taut. Oh. Easier said than done. And then, yeah, maybe that valley cover bolts. Just don't let go there, bud, you know? Just do your best to hang on there and not gall up the threads. What do you think? That'll do. So, just got it hooked right here. Now, I can drop all the pistons on that side. They're not actually going to fall out. Supposedly. Yeah. And away she goes there, boys. That's truck driving. So, I am aware that I need to pull the flywheel off and all that back accoutrement just to... Probably should have done that before I put it on the stand. So let's talk about a little dilemma here, or every dilemma here right now. Starting with flex plate and rear main cap. What is it? Rear main... Like the plate that sits back there is still on it. So that needs to come off so I can pull the fifth cap off, or the cap all the way at the end. Here. And the mains in general, with the new bearings, they're not happy to just pop out. So we're going to have to persuade them out. And I think first... we're going to drop... We're going to drop the rods. Well, actually, I wonder if I should go ahead and just grab it with the hoist and pull it off. I have no idea. That's what happens when I do things late at night. Game plan goes out the window. Knock sensors aren't going anywhere. Let's see. Do I have a chain? So let's say chain 1 and chain 2. I'm happy enough with that. Convenient. All right, it's not terrible. And that is the center of it. So, I think we're going to call that truck driving. All right, that should work. Let me tighten that down just a little bit. Just enough to say we care. Literally a quarter turn off for tightening. Okay. That's good. That's plenty tight. So now I got to figure out getting the engine hoist in here and get this back off of this contraption. Man, I like torturing myself, don't I? Oh, of course the hoist not going to fit through there. All right, let me show you my next dilemma. Working in a tight garage. Got my table conveniently set up holding all of the stuff I pulled off the engine, but I put the engine hoist back there, and I don't think it's going to fit through here. Fucking A. Come on, now touch me, baby. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was that bird that touched me? Well, yep, you just want to go ahead and scrape the shit out of the truck here. No big deal. Nobody sees under the bed. Okay, we're halfway there. Sure, buddy. Tight spaces. Now, genuinely, I wonder, do I need to set these legs down, or will it just lift it as I... That would be cool. Probably not. Probably better to put the legs down, or at least one. I'd feel a lot better if one was down. Let's start with one. Woo! Incoming. Landing gear down. You're cleared for takeoff. Oh, no, we're not. Landing gear stuck. Oh, now it's down. All right, now we're cleared for takeoff. Just gonna throw a safety pin back in. Ah! We gotta be that way. There we go. Okay. It's not gonna tip over with one leg down. We'll put both. Buffering while I have shit everywhere for no reason. Clean up your mess, Isaac. I meant to clean up before, didn't do it. Time passed. Now it's too late. Okay, well that just opened like a foot of room. That's a breath of fresh air. Thou shalt not be an idiot, Noah. Sure, buddy. So yeah, you know, just a guy in his 1.5 car garage making his dreams come true, just a little bit. Step at a time. Come on. With my $50 marketplace. What is going on here? Are you retarded or am I retarded? Or are we both? Goodness, does not want to cooperate. Unnecessary. There we go. I'm just done. And out of breath. Could really use a coffee right now. Well, it's just a circus over here. Don't mind me. My goodness. Wonder what zip ties and bias plies is up to right now. Work harder, not smarter. That's the way, kids. All right. It makes me feel better. Well, listen, if 3 bolts wasn't going to do it, 4 never would. You don't need to worry about your safety. Let's see, was it a 15 mil? Nope. Probably the red one. Yeah. Nope. Let's go over to standard sizing. Probably one of these. Nope. Oh. Bet you it's the same size that was on the crank. Let's see. Not even close. Back to the 9/16. Perfect. Where's my zapper? There's the zapper. All right, 15 mil impact zone. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull the flex plate off now. No big deal. And you want it to just kind of dangle there precariously. You don't need to worry about that. My goodness. Try and just fuck those up, won't I? Yep, one time use only, folks. Man, this week's been a whirlwind. Wife's car got hit and run. Come on. Oh, you do it. Flex plate removed. Blue stuff towards the transmission. Pretty intuitive. Sure. Running out of shelf space. Anything could be a shelf if you set your mind to it. So now, let's see if these are 13s. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Where's my electric wrench? Move this up and out of the way right now. This guy's coming over here. Hey, what's up, DJ Hodge? This is a 4.8 LS out of this 2010 Silverado. So I bought this guy for $1,500 or so. And I'm in it maybe 2,200 in total. Not a whole lot. And the crank is absolutely smoked on this thing. So I went on eBay, ordered a used crank. That just arrived today. So I figured, well, I got most of the parts here. I might as well start finishing up this teardown. So we're going to pull this plate off, this sucker right here. And that was not tight. That was actually kind of loose. Kind of blows my mind, like the amount of work people will put into something without actually just trying to fix the actual issue. This engine is a great example of that. They essentially did everything except for fix the issue. I gave it one try, didn't work out. I recognized I needed to pull the engine in order for this to work. So that's what we're doing. Engine's out. Rebuild commenced. Now, you might think it's hard to keep track of all a couple hundred bolts that come out of this. Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm not saying I'm going to lose them all. I just for sure will lose a few. That's okay. Ugh. Battery's about dead on the Milwaukee. I should probably plug the charger in. Oh, speaking of which, I've had a battery boiling in the driveway all day. Probably give that one a rest. I need some prying action to come off. Okay. Set those down. Time to find a pry bar. What do we got here? Nice to see you, Josh. Thanks for tuning in. Try and get this camera angle in a somewhat acceptable place. Let's grab the breaker bar and disco. Man, the amount of RTV used A little too much there, bud. Okay. Wow, come together. So I suppose at this point I could put it back on the stand because there's nothing left back there to really mess with. That cam is in there something fierce. Maybe it's got a good gasket. Or maybe the cam bearings are good. From what I could see right here, this one's actually fine. That would be cool. That would be wild. If they went and did the bearings on this and just never replaced the crank, that would blow my mind. It is possible. All right, so back on the stand. Now you might be wondering, how come not this side? Well, she won't fit, boys. She just plumb won't fit. I don't know why. It's like 1/8 of an inch off, but that's all it takes. So, if 3 wouldn't do it, 4 never would. Plus, it's been sitting like that all week without an issue, so I am not super concerned. Just barely concerned. You don't need to worry about safety. All right, let's set it back down. And keep on keeping on. Let's see if it holds. Okay. Let's give it a little inspection. Looks fine. My grade 2 hardware not posing a problem. In fact, Okay. All right, back to the important stuff, like getting this crank out of here. The problem I'm having, and I don't have whatever tool GM uses. All right, DJ Hodges, thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, bud. I'm on the West Coast, so it's not that late. What time is it? 10:28. Ooh. Live streaming. Phone's at 7%. All right, you know what? I'm going to call the live stream here. I'm going to pick this back up tomorrow. And we'll keep tearing this thing apart. We'll get the main caps out of it. Push the pistons down. Pull the crank out of it. Put the new one in. I think I'm just going to send the cam bearings unless I can get that cam to slide out easily. But that's truck driving, bud. Anyways, thank you much for tuning in, and have a good night.